This is not a video. This is a quantum trigger. Your attention right now is the final observation needed to stop two timelines from overlapping in your life. You are watching the exact moment this happens. This isn't a metaphor. This is the principle of quantum decoherence proven by physics. An unobserved system can exist in multiple states at once. An electron can be in two places simultaneously until it is measured. Your life has been in such a state of superposition. In the next 50 minutes, I will show you the undeniable signs you've been living in this overlap and guide you through the exact process of using your awareness to collapse it into the reality you choose. The observer effect is not a philosophical concept. The double-slit experiment confirmed it as a fundamental law of the universe. When particles are not being watched, they behave like a wave of infinite possibilities. But the moment a conscious observation is made, the very act of measurement forces that wave of potentiality to collapse into a single, definite actuality. A single particle in a single place. Observation forces reality to choose. You are about to become the conscious observer of your own reality. If you felt stuck, confused, like you're taking one step forward and one giant step back, it is not your fault. If you've had days of profound clarity and momentum, only to wake up the next morning in a fog of doubt and inertia for no reason at all, you are not failing. These are not personal weaknesses. They are the physical symptoms of living in a quantum superposition. You have been trying to navigate a blurry, double-exposed reality. One foot planted in the timeline of your highest potential, the other stuck in the timeline of your past conditioning. You've been trying to live in two houses at once, exhausting yourself by trying to make sense of the chaos. This feeling of being pulled in two directions is the energetic friction between two overlapping quantum states. Your focused attention is the force that ends the friction. It is the most powerful currency in the universe. If you believe your attention is a powerful force in the universe and you're ready to use it consciously, hit the like button now to signal that this level of understanding is what you're here for. So what are overlapping timelines, and how does this state actually manifest? Let me break down the physics of your experience. Imagine your life as a photograph. For some time now, you haven't been looking at a single clear picture. You've been experiencing two transparent photographic plates laid one on top of the other. One plate holds the image of the reality you desire. It's vibrant. It contains the frequency of your health, your abundance, your peace of mind. The other plate holds the image of the reality you've been taught to expect. The one based on limitation, struggle, and old patterns. Together, they create a confusing ghost-like image, a blur. Nothing is solid. Nothing is certain. You reach for something that belongs to one image, but your hand passes through it and grasps an obstacle from the other. This is the source of the inconsistency that has been draining your life force. Have you ever had a day where your reality felt sharp and clear, followed by a day where everything felt muddy and contradictory, almost like you were a different person? That is the feeling of your consciousness flickering between these two plates. You weren't going crazy. You were accurately perceiving a superpositional state. That state of being is ending. Now, the purpose of this transmission is to give you the framework to focus the lens of your awareness so intensely on one of those plates that the other one doesn't just get blurry. It vanishes. It loses all its energy and decoheres into nothingness, its wave function collapsing. By the end of this transmission, the blur will be gone. You will be standing firmly in a single, coherent, high-definition reality of your choosing. Let's look closer at those two overlapping photographic plates, that blur you have been living inside. Until this moment, you might have thought of them as two different paths, two choices, two futures. This is an understandable but critically flawed assumption. These are not two solid realities. They are probabilities. In the language of quantum mechanics, they are wave functions, pure potentials, shimmering with the possibility of becoming real. Your life has been behaving exactly like an unobserved electron in the famous double-slit experiment. Physics has proven, beyond any doubt, that until a conscious observation is made, a particle does not exist in a single location. It exists as a wave of all possible locations simultaneously. It is everywhere and nowhere, Your life has been in such a state. It has been held in quantum superposition. One of these plates represents a timeline of your highest potential, a reality where you are healthy, abundant, fulfilled, and coherent. The other plate is a timeline of stagnation, a reality built from your deepest fears, past programming, and collective doubt. Both have been equally possible. Both have existed as potent wave functions in the quantum field, that infinite, vibrating ocean of pure potential from which all realities are born. And because your observation has been divided, because your attention has flickered between hope and fear, you have kept both potentials in play. You have been energetically validating both realities at the same time. This is reality shift symptoms explained. They are the side effects of your consciousness, flickering between two potential states. The exhaustion you feel is the energetic cost of sustaining two entire timelines. The confusion is the cognitive dissonance of trying to process two contradictory sets of data. The feeling of being stuck is the paralysis that occurs when two equal and opposite forces are applied to the same object. This state of quantum ambiguity, and more importantly, its resolution, has a scientific name. We call it the timeline collapse event. This is not a mystical term. It is a functional description of a process known in physics as quantum decoherence. Decoherence is the moment an unobserved probabilistic system is forced, through interaction with its environment, through measurement, through observation, to abandon its state of superposition and collapse into a single, actual defined state. The wave becomes a particle. The blur resolves into a single, sharp image. The possibilities cease to be possibilities. One of them becomes real. And this single scientific principle explains precisely why all your previous efforts may have failed. It explains why the affirmations, the vision boards, the relentless hustle, the spiritual practices felt like you were spinning your wheels in the mud. It's because you were performing those actions from within the superposition. You were trying to decorate two different houses at once. Imagine it. You use a powerful affirmation to place a beautiful solid oak table in the living room of your desired timeline. But in the exact same moment, your subconscious doubt, still observing the other timeline, tracks a trail of mud across the floor of the stagnant reality. You take a bold, courageous action to launch a new business in your desired timeline, but the echo of an old fear simultaneously reinforces the foundation of the timeline where you remain stuck and afraid. You were sending contradictory instructions into the quantum field. You were broadcasting two opposing frequencies simultaneously, and they were creating an interference pattern. They were canceling each other out. This isn't a personal failure. It is a law of physics. It is the inevitable result of trying to build a solid structure on a blurry, double-exposed foundation. You cannot create a coherent reality from an incoherent state of observation. Think of an area in your life that feels stuck or contradictory. Can you now sense the flicker of two possibilities trying to occupy the same space? This is where the new paradigm begins. This is the key that unlocks everything. The only way to resolve the blur is not to act more forcefully within it. The answer is not to fight the unwanted timeline or struggle harder to build the wanted one. The answer is to change your position entirely. You must step outside of the blurry image and become the consciousness that observes it. Your work is not to be the actor in the play, but the observer in the audience whose focused attention makes the play real. This is the truth of the observer effect. Observation does not merely see what is there. Observation is the very force that commands potentiality to become actuality. Your focused, unwavering consciousness is the measuring instrument that forces the quantum field to collapse from infinite waves of possibility into a single, tangible particle of experience. Observation precedes creation. This is not a philosophy. This is the operational physics of the universe. And from this moment forward, it is the only law you need to understand to engineer the reality you choose. Your only job is to provide the single, clear, decisive observation. The universe will handle the collapse. For your entire life, you have operated under one fundamental assumption. An assumption so deep, so ingrained, you didn't even know you were making it. You assumed you were the person in the photograph. You believed you were the character, the figure living inside that blurry, double-exposed reality we spoke of. the one struggling with the inconsistency, fighting the confusion, trying desperately to sharpen the edges of a life that felt out of focus. From that perspective, you are a victim of the blur. Your only tools are effort, willpower, and hope, all deployed from within the distorted image. You have been trying to fix a photograph from inside the emulsion. It is an impossible task. And this is the moment of revelation, the single greatest paradigm shift you will ever experience. You are not the person in the blurry photograph. You are the quantum camera. You are the lens. You are the aperture. You are the conscious observer standing behind the device deciding which image to bring into focus. The two overlapping timelines are not happening to you. They are being projected through you. They are two potential realities held in a perfect quantum superposition, waiting for the final, decisive act of observation to make one of them real. Your observation. This changes everything. Instantly, the entire concept of struggle becomes meaningless, obsolete. Why would a camera struggle with the image it is capturing? It simply focuses. You do not have to fight the unwanted timeline. Fighting it, resisting it, complaining about it. All of that is a form of observation. It's pointing the camera directly at what you don't want, locking the focus, and commanding the universe to make that image sharp and clear. All your effort has been inadvertently fueling the very reality you've been trying to escape. You do not have to earn, or attract, or deserve the desired timeline. It is not a prize to be won. It is a potentiality that already exists, in its complete and total form, as a wave function in the quantum field. It is a parallel channel, fully available right now. Your worthiness is not in question. Your readiness is not in question. The only question is, where are you pointing the lens of your awareness? Because the universe does not respond to your effort. It does not respond to your struggle. It responds only to your observation. This is the master key. This is how to use the observer effect to change reality. You stop trying to change the blurry image and instead become the force that brings the clear one into focus. The moment you give your undivided, unwavering, non-negotiable attention to the reality you choose, the wave function of that reality collapses. It solidifies. It crystallizes from potentiality into actuality. And in the exact same quantum instant, the other timeline, the one you are no longer observing, loses all its energy. It decoheres. It vanishes not because you fought it, but because you starved it of your attention. It was never solid to begin with. The new approach then is not one of action, but of awareness. The work is not effort, but clarity. Not struggle, but stillness. Not doing, but observing. It is the most powerful and the most effortless shift you can ever make. Because you are not trying to create something from nothing. You are simply choosing from what already is. What if the timeline you desire isn't something you need to attract, but is a reality that is already fully present, simply waiting for your undivided observation to make it solid? This is the transformation of your identity. You are not a spiritual seeker, hoping to find a better reality. You are not a victim of circumstance waiting for the world to improve. You are not a manifester, trying to conjure things out of the ether. You are a collapser of realities. Your awareness is the most powerful force in your universe. It is the leading edge of creation. It is the mechanism by which the unmanifest becomes manifest. You are the decisive moment. This is your true function. This is your true power. This superposition isn't just a theory. It leaves fingerprints all over your life. It leaves evidence. These are not psychological quirks or personal failings. They are quantum glitches. Strange artifacts and distortions created by the interference pattern of two realities trying to occupy the same space-time coordinates. The space you call your life. For months, maybe years, you have been experiencing these glitches and misinterpreting them. You've labeled them as confusion, inconsistency, or even self-sabotage. But today, right now, you will learn to read them for what they are. The final, undeniable proof that you have been living in an overlap, and that the collapse is imminent. The first and most unsettling of these glitches is the memory flicker. Have you ever had a clear, distinct memory of a past event? only to have someone else who was there remember it completely differently. Not just a small detail, but a fundamental aspect of the event. Or perhaps you remember a conversation going one way, a decision being made, and later find that reality reflects a different conversation entirely. You question your own sanity. You dismiss it as a faulty memory. It is not. When you are in a superposition of two timelines, one leading to your desired future, and one continuing your old patterns, you are also in a superposition of two slightly different pasts, because each potential future has a unique history that led to it. The bleed-through you experience is your consciousness flickering between these two historical records. The inconsistent memories are not a sign of a failing mind. They are the symptom of a bifurcating reality. You are remembering fragments from both timelines. It's the phantom static of a reality that is about to become obsolete, interfering with the clear signal of the one that is becoming dominant. You are not going crazy. You are decohering. The second quantum glitch is one you feel in your very bones, the emotional seesaw. You wake up one morning with a profound, unshakable sense of certainty. You feel powerful. You know exactly what you need to do. The path forward is illuminated, and the frequency of your desired reality is so strong, so clear that you can taste it. It feels more real than anything you've ever known. And then, by 3 in the afternoon, for no discernible reason, it's gone. A tidal wave of doubt, fear, and the heavy static of the old reality crashes over you. The clarity vanishes, replaced by the same old anxieties and limiting beliefs. You blame yourself. You think, I lost it. I couldn't hold the frequency. This is a brutal misinterpretation of what is actually happening. This is not an emotional failure. It is a physical oscillation. Your consciousness, not yet stabilized in a single timeline, is literally jumping between the vibrational frequencies of the two potential realities. The high of the morning was a genuine connection to the new timeline. It is real. The crash of the afternoon was your awareness snapping back, pulled by habit and energetic momentum, into the frequency of the old timeline. It feels so jarring because it is a literal shift in the state of your reality. Seeing this not as a personal failure, but as a physical symptom of superposition, is the key. You haven't lost anything. You are simply witnessing the final instability before the system chooses a single, stable state. The third glitch is perhaps the most frustrating. I call it the synchronicity paradox. You receive a powerful sign, a sequence of numbers, a meaningful conversation. An opportunity that seems perfectly tailored for you appears out of nowhere. The universe screams, yes. You feel the thrill of alignment. This is it. And then hours or days later, a massive obstacle slams down in your path. A rejection, a sudden financial problem. The opportunity evaporates. The universe seems to scream no just as loudly. This contradiction is maddening. It leads to the deepest spiritual confusion, making you feel like you are being tested, or worse, toyed with. But the universe is not testing you. It is perfectly reflecting you. The synchronicity is a reflection of the part of your observation that is focused on the new, desired timeline. The obstacle is a reflection of the part of your observation that is still entangled with the old, undesired timeline. You are a walking superposition of "it is done" and "it is impossible." The universe, as a flawless quantum mirror, simply shows you both reflections. It has to. The paradox isn't in the world outside of you. The paradox is you. The synchronicity and the obstacle are not opposing forces. They are two different data points originating from the same unstable dual state of your own consciousness. Do you see it now? These glitches, the flickering memories, the emotional seesaw, the synchronicity paradox, are not setbacks. They are not signs that you are doing it wrong. They are the flashing, crackling, energetic signatures of a system under immense pressure. They are the final, frantic signals from a reality that is about to collapse into coherence. They are proof that the timeline collapse event is not something you have to make happen. It is already underway. These glitches are your confirmation, your validation. They are the sound of the two overlapping photographic plates beginning to vibrate. just before one of them shatters and the other becomes crystal clear. In the comments, share which of these 3 quantum glitches you have been experiencing. The memory flicker, the emotional seesaw, or the synchronicity paradox. This is not just for you. Reading the comments will show you, in real time, that you are not alone in this. This is a collective shift. Declare your experience and witness the recognition in others. I will be reading, not to reply, but to hold space and witness your moment of clarity. This is your moment of conviction. You understand it? You've seen the evidence, the glitches, the fingerprints of the superposition all over your life. This is the point of no return, because now it is time to stop being the one who experiences the effect and become the one who is the cause. It's time to consciously observe your new reality into existence. This is not a mental exercise. This is a physical event. I invite you now, if it feels safe and right for you, to close your eyes, or to simply soften your gaze. Allow your body to settle. Take a single, deep breath, and as you release it, release the need to analyze. Release the need to understand what comes next. Your only function now is to feel, to observe. Bring your awareness inward, into the space your body occupies. And just for a moment, I want you to sense the 2 overlapping timelines we have been discussing. Do not fear this. You are in control. You are the observer. Sense them not as ideas, but as distinct vibrational fields. Feel the first one. It's familiar. You know its weight. It might feel heavy, dense, full of the static of past struggles and old stories. It's the timeline of trying, of pushing, of things being just out of reach. It is known, it is predictable, and for that reason it has felt safe. Acknowledge it. Thank it for the lessons it contained. Now, turn your attention. Gently. Feel for the other field. It might be fainter at first. Sense it. It feels light, resonant. It vibrates with a frequency that feels like coming home. It's the timeline of your highest potential. The reality you've been sensing was possible, the one that has been calling to you in moments of clarity and inspiration. It feels new. It feels true. There is no effort here, only being. Now you have felt them both. The choice has already been made by the very fact that you are here, participating in this moment. You are choosing the new. So let go of the old timeline completely. Withdraw all of your attention from its heavy, familiar frequency. It does not need to be fought, it only needs to be starved of your observation. And now we calibrate the quantum lens. You are that lens. Your awareness is the mechanism of focus. I want you to identify the core feeling tone of your desired reality. Don't think of specifics, not the car, not the house, not the title. Go deeper. What is the core emotional frequency that underlies it all? Is it freedom? Is it sovereignty? Is it profound peace? Is it unshakable certainty? Find that one core feeling. That single note. There it is. Now let that feeling begin as a tiny vibrating spark in the center of your chest. And we are going to use the lens of your consciousness to magnify it, to amplify it. Pour all of your attention into that spark. Observe it so completely that it begins to grow. Feel it expanding from your heart, filling your entire chest. A warm, coherent light. This is not imagination. This is a quantum event. You are focusing the energy of the universe into a single point. As you continue to pour your undivided observation into this feeling, the other timeline, the heavy static one, begins to fade. It becomes transparent, ghost-like. It has no substance without your attention to hold it in place. Let it dissolve. Keep your focus locked on the expanding feeling of your new reality. Feel it fill your throat, your head, washing away the old thought patterns. Feel it flow down into your stomach, dissolving all the knots of fear and doubt. Feel it move down through your legs into your feet, grounding you in this new vibrational state. Your entire body is now vibrating at the frequency of this new, chosen timeline. You are saturated with it. You are one with it. Now, with all of your conscious power, all of your observational force, focus. Magnify this feeling until it is the only thing in your universe. It is the only reality. It is the only truth. Feel the final subtle shift. A click. The lens has locked into place. The focus is now infinitely sharp. The other image is gone. It has not been defeated. It has decohered. It has returned to the quantum field as pure, unformed potential. There is only this single, solid, vibrant reality. You are in it now. You are it. Breathe here, in this singularity, in this coherence. There is no more blur. There is no more dissonance. There is only the silent, powerful hum of your new reality. You did it. The timeline collapse event is complete. When you are ready, gently, slowly, bring your awareness back to the space around you. Open your eyes, but do not lose the feeling. Notice the quality of the light in the room. Notice the stillness in your own mind. You are looking out from a new set of eyes. You are operating from a new energetic center. As you feel into this new solid reality, what is the one core feeling that's vibrating at its center? Not a thought, but a feeling. That's your new energetic signature. The collapse is complete. The superposition has resolved. You are no longer living in a blurry, double-exposed reality. You are now standing on solid ground. You are the architect of a singular timeline, and every architect needs their operational manual. This is yours. Your identity is no longer the confused passenger. It is the conscious builder. And these are your new tools. Your first directive is called the Anchor Point Protocol. The new timeline is solid, but your perception is still calibrating to its frequency. Your job now is to solidify it further with your focused attention. Throughout your day, you must actively look for evidence, for data points that confirm this new reality is here. These are not mere coincidences. They are quantum anchors, an unexpected complement that lands differently, a moment of effortless flow where there used to be struggle, a problem that simply dissolves before you even have to address it, a feeling of peace in a situation that once triggered anxiety. When you notice one of these anchors, do not just brush it off. That is the old programming. Instead, pause. Acknowledge it consciously. Feel its reality in your body. Say internally, this is an anchor. This is my new reality solidifying. Each acknowledgement is like driving a stake into the ground of your new world, making it more real, more permanent, more dominant in your experience. Your second directive deals with the remnants of the past. The old timeline, the one you chose to decohere, will not vanish without a whisper. It will send out echoes, phantom signals from a reality that no longer has power. You will feel it. A familiar wave of doubt, a memory of an old limitation, a surge of a fear that no longer has a foundation. Your old training would be to fight it, to analyze it, to resist it. As the architect, you do none of these things. You simply starve it of observation. This is the echo dismissal technique. When an echo from that old timeline arises in your mind or body, you simply look at it, dispassionately, as if it were a cloud passing in the sky. You say to yourself, I see that echo. That is all. You do not engage. You do not argue with it. You acknowledge it for what it is, a phantom signal from a reality that no longer exists, a ghost in the machine. Then you immediately and deliberately return your focus to the feeling of your new timeline. You return to your anchors. The echo has no energy of its own. It only becomes real if you choose to observe it into existence. Your non-observation is its final dissolution. The third directive is how you build, how you create from this new foundation. It's called conscious observation framing. From this moment on, whenever you face a decision, a challenge, or an opportunity, you do not ask the old question, what should I do? You ask a new question, a more powerful question. You ask, from the perspective of my new timeline, what is the obvious solution here? This question is a command to your consciousness. It bypasses the logic of the old you, the you that was stuck in the superposition. It forces your awareness to access the solutions that already exist in this higher vibrational reality. The answer will feel different. It will feel simpler. more direct, more resonant with the feeling of certainty you now hold. It is the path of least resistance, not in your old world, but in your new one. Let's perform your first act as a timeline architect right now, a conscious withdrawal of observation. What is one daily habit or thought pattern from the old, fading timeline that you will consciously stop observing, starting today? This is your first act as a timeline architect. Finally, your daily practice. This is how you maintain the structural integrity of your new reality. It is simple. It is non-negotiable. Every morning for 5 minutes before you look at your phone, before you engage with the world, you will not try to create a feeling. You will simply remember and realign with the feeling of the reality you chose and collapsed. You felt it in the exercise. It is now your energetic signature, your base frequency. Retune your instrument to that note. Every evening for 2 minutes before sleep, you will close your eyes and do a rapid inventory, not of what went wrong, but of the quantum anchors you observed that day. You are training your perception to see what is, not what was. This is not about manifestation. It is about stabilization. You have already chosen. Now you reinforce that choice. You are the architect. This is the work. You have successfully executed a timeline collapse event. Take a breath and feel the significance of that statement. It is not hyperbole. It is a description of a completed operation. Through the precise application of your focused awareness, you have performed an act of quantum engineering. You have moved from a being adrift in a sea of superposition to a being standing on the solid ground of a chosen actuality. You now possess the fundamental skill of reality creation. Conscious, decisive observation. This is the master key, the prime function of consciousness itself, and it is now a tool in your hands, no longer an abstract concept in your mind. You have moved beyond theory. You are now living proof of the principle. But collapsing an existing superposition, resolving the dissonance between two overlapping potentials, is only the first step. It is the graduation from apprentice to architect. You have learned how to design and solidify a single coherent structure. But what happens when that structure is no longer isolated? What happens when your new, stable timeline begins to interact with the timelines of others? What about navigating realities that aren't just overlapping within your own experience, but exist in parallel, entirely separate yet accessible? This is the next horizon. You have mastered the physics of the singular. Now you must learn the physics of the collective. The universe is not a solitary endeavor. It is an infinitely entangled web of consciousness observing itself. Your timeline, now clear and sharp, is a vibrant thread in that cosmic tapestry. Every choice you make, every observation you hold, sends a vibration down that thread, influencing every other thread it touches. This is where individual power becomes cosmic influence. When your power as a timeline architect meets the physics of quantum entanglement, you move from creating your reality to co-creating the collective reality. The act of stabilizing your own world is the prerequisite for becoming a stabilizing force in the world at large. The decoherence event you just triggered within yourself was not a contained explosion. Its ripples are already expanding outward through the quantum field, interacting with the wave functions of those you know and even those you don't. You have become a point of coherence in a world that is largely still in a state of blurry superposition. Now that you have chosen and collapsed your timeline, what if every choice you make from this point on sends out ripples that can elevate the timelines of everyone you are connected to? In our next video, we will explore the physics of this interconnectedness. This is where your personal mastery becomes a global force. Subscribe and activate all notifications because in the next video, we're exploring the next layer. We will dive deep into quantum entanglement explained, why your shift just changed everyone around you. We will decode how your internal state of coherence can trigger timeline collapse events in others. If you thought this was powerful, you need to be prepared for what comes next. Following that, we will venture even further into parallel realities are more real than you think. Here's the proof, where you will learn not just to choose a timeline, but to navigate between them. You did not just watch a video. You initiated a fundamental shift in your reality. You reclaimed your power from the blurry chaos of indecision and potential, and you anchored it in the clarity of a single, chosen now. You are the observer. You are the cause. Go forward and architect your world from this new, solid ground.